This is the top of the Colorado River. Up here it's called the Green River. It's the farthest point by water from where the river used to empty into the Sea of Cortez in Mexico. The river is freedom. While floating on the water, I feel the unmooring from routine, the alteration of time, the refreshing splash of the uncontrollable. But I always stop, go back to land and civilization, while the river continues without me. That's why I'm here, at the source. I want to be immersed in a river so long that I forget it will ever end. This is Zak. Like me, he would rather be in a canyon than a city. It wasn't too hard to convince him to float the whole river with me. We also brought a few friends along to send us off.
Well, I'd say the hardest part thus far has been sleeping in long enough till it's a reasonable temperature outside to get out of your sleeping bag.
Here we are at a source of the Green River, and we're gonna try and follow whatever this is over here. 1,700 miles, Mexico. That's the plan.
So which way is Mexico?
If you go to bed and wake up in the morning to the sounds of sirens and a loud car horn.
Going to the sea. You seen it? It's a bit overloaded.
Yeah. We're leaving the Wind River Mountains. About to start the pack rafting leg of our journey.
If you've been to every damn place in town and the inside scenes just to getting you down, I've got a place I can tell you all about, so come with me cause I'm walking out. So come on everybody to the land.
Going through some gnar. See how long she holds.
Mountain rain.
For us? As the Wind River Mountains recede to the horizon, we see the first signs of the river put to use. So I'm standing here at the first point where water is taken out of the Green River, and a lot of this water is being funneled into that irrigation canal. Just when we thought we were gonna have enough water to start kayaking, a bunch of it gets sucked out. Woo! Anya's got the kayaks!
Look at all this beautiful stuff Anya brought us. Kayaks, chicken, chip, beverage. Anya.
Going to Mexico!
Oh, that is fast.
After 5 days of pack rafting, we finally have enough water to float our heavily loaded kayaks. Mornings were the worst time.
Even our lenses would fog over, making it impossible to get a clear picture of just how miserable we were. Haven't had any water. It's mid-afternoon yesterday. The pump froze as soon as we got into camp. I went to bed, parched. Woke up this morning, set the pump out in the sun. It's been 2 hours, still frozen solid. I'm starting to lose it. Most expeditions are forced to do their own acting.
we're about halfway, 2/3 of the way across Fontenelle Reservoir, our first big reservoir crossing.
Wind's blowing pretty hard.
Out there, it's like the ocean. There's all these big waves. Zak's dad and his friend Jonathan join us for the next few days, bringing copious amounts of bacon to help us tackle our first big reservoir.
So I'm here on Flaming Gorge Reservoir in southwestern Wyoming. In 1869, John Wesley Powell came down and put in just 50 or 60 miles upstream from here, floated through this canyon when it was a river canyon, and one of the things that John Wesley Powell noticed as a geologist and as someone who had had some experience with government was that the West would become a place where water determined how people lived, where they lived, and what they did. And he was right. There's been a proposal recently to take hundreds of thousands of acre feet of water out of this reservoir. Some estimates are as much as 25% of the flow of the Green River itself, and pump it over the Continental Divide and then south to the Front Range cities of Colorado. Some estimates are that the Front Range uses up to 50% of that water for landscaping.
The cost of the proposed pipeline seems even higher than the $9 billion price tag. Is it worth draining a wild river to water lawns 500 miles away? I can't imagine a river diverted to death. But then again, I haven't seen the lower river yet.
Got back into civilization for the first time in 3 weeks. First town visit. It was wild. Quite a different world out there that you're all living in. The unreal world. I'm about to go back into the real world here. Look at this. Let me take a second to look at this and get depressed.
Just paddled up to the edge of the dam. The sheriffs were waiting for us. So we loaded our boats in the back of their SUVs, turned the lights on, cruised across the dam, back down to the river here, and saved us about 3 hours of hard portaging in about 2 minutes. After 4 days of reservoir and aching shoulders, we will have flowing water for the next 400 miles.
We came from the source. No. You came all the way from the source, and now we're gonna reap the benefits of having a raft, our first raft supported section of this journey. I lost all my inspiration. Just turned the camera off when I was in the middle of rolling, man. I need to take a minute. Rising and leaping and sinking and creeping and swelling and sweeping and showering and counting and finding and assigning and shizing and dizzying and deafening an ear with its sound. Standing here in the middle of Lodore Canyon, one of the wildest places the river has gone so far. It's good to be in here, even though it's late in the season and no light is making it down to the canyon floor.
we'll get to see these places with snowfall.
Yes, the sun!
It's coming. Bow down before it, the maker of wood and flame and life and fruit.
Oh, he's cute.
Five more.
Pour him out, come on.
Oh!
There you go. Oh, he's gone.
He's in the life jacket. Oh!
Quick, run it, don't take him out, leave him there.
My stepmom joins us for a few days, rowing the cataract against stiff wind.
We're windbound on a large island.
Cool to see the whole course of the river as opposed to just the scenic wilderness parts. It makes you appreciate the river as a whole more than just the parts that everyone wants to see.
The Green River, a mighty river indeed. Light fires, stay warm, be safe.
This monumental occasion of the White River joining in with the Green River, making it a lighter green river. This is big, monumental, heavy, almost as heavy as my boat loaded down with weeks worth of gear. We're about to go solo, Desolation Canyon. Gonna split up 4 days, all alone.
Good luck.
Do.
Just saw the first signs of human civilization for about 50 miles. Just some old crazy cabin. The wind picks up and you can't feel your hands or your toes, and you dig behind you for some fuel. A mashed, soggy apple, a Snickers bar, and a Costco-sized bag of bacon bits. Washed down with a gulp of iodine Green River water with the consistency of a thin milkshake. Breaking sticks, boiling water, and consuming a textureless slop. Even when dragged on, don't take all night. And there is a lot of it in November, a reason for all this solitude in the first place. You think of all the things you should say to all the people you know and know you never will. And you sing and shout and chant and cease when the fourth echo fades and the silence is made more immense in contrast. This is the fourth day of being alone in Desolation Canyon. After 90 miles of wilderness, I rendezvous with Zak.
Crazy to come back here, be among computers and emails and whatever else people are doing out there in the regular world. It's overwhelming. Gotta get back to that simplicity of the river out there where you just got one direction, down, no emails. think about while you're out doing a trip like this. Going from the source to the sea is why you're doing it. You could say you're doing it to save the river, to have some sort of impact on people's outlook on why the environment is important, why these wild places need to be protected. But it's also just the call of the journey, right? The setting out onto the river just to see what happens. And that's pretty amazing that our country still has places like that. You can go on the journey.
Whoop!
We just paddled the entire Green River, starting from the Wind River Mountains, and I guess that was about 750 miles or so, and that means we have about 1,000 miles left to go on the Rio Colorado here. Even here, deep in the canyonlands, we're affected by water users upstream. Much of the water that once flowed through this canyon is now headed for the Atlantic, as it's diverted across the Continental Divide to the Front Range of Colorado. But for now, there are rapids. Lake Powell. The bridge people coming closer and closer, getting louder. Where are you going, bridge people? So many houseboats. Thanksgiving dinner. We got the Thanksgiving turkey, jerky. We got, what the hell is that?
The Thanksgiving slop. We got beef stroganoff mixed with a touch of corn chowder with a few carrots and summer sausage, hickory smoked. We've just reached the halfway point for our trip, we think.
But we're not really sure.
Halfway between the source and the sea, and look at what we've already been reduced to. Just living the dream. Been paddling across Lake Powell for about 6 days now. It's been a difficult experience to be able to try and figure out how we should feel about it. It's easy enough sometimes to just rage against it and think of it as all bad and hopeless.
Lake Powell sucks!
At other times it's easy to look out on the beautiful cliffs and mountains we've passed and to look at it as not so bad. Lake Powell's just great. Keep reminding myself as I'm out here that there is a canyon below us and a river that is no more. And if we start from the belief that a river has a right to be itself, to flow, and a canyon has a right to not be 500 feet underwater, then there is something terribly wrong here.
So we're standing here at the base of Glen Canyon Dam. So we loaded our kayaks on top of a car and drove around 45 minutes to Lee's Ferry, and then just got motorboated up the river about 15 miles to where we are now.
The clash between concrete and sandstone. I'm just gagging his general direction.
Glen Canyon. This is what it would have been like for the past 180 miles. We enter the Grand Canyon, joined by 11 other friends and 4 rafts packed with gear. There are dry bags, dry boxes, ammo cans, coolers, and crevices stuffed with bacon, eggs, flour, vegetables, coffee, beer, wine, Crisco, spices, a stovetop oven, Dutch oven, and so on. I stop paddling and start floating. Forget about the 30-mile days and paddling into the night and the wind. And now we have 25 days to explore one of the most spectacular canyons in the world.
Alright, we're on the Grand Canyon now, and we lost all the intellectual phases over. That's all we know.
Oh my god, look at this stuff. Oh wow.
Don't put that in your mouth now.
Look at it though. Ah, my creature. Join the silk creature.
Give me the water.
You can hear a little tune across the canyon. It moans of the days gone by. And at night you can hear the coyotes echo. The hills let out their lonesome sigh. You can hear the cowboys playing a sweet melancholy tune. It's the same thing a river keeps saying, harmonized by the light of the moon. So gather good friends round the campfire, so free beneath the clear western sky. Tell us all about your true love, the one that you can't leave behind. Sometimes you get tired of riding, sleeping on the cold, hard ground. But I'd never trade the range or the canyon for a job in some old stuffy town. So tonight I drink to my true love. May the days till I see her be few. Sing a little song for my baby, and maybe I'll sing one for you. So gather good friends round the campfire, so free beneath the clear western sky. Tell us all about your true love. You got it!
And this is the end of the Grand Canyon. Our friends leave at the end of the Grand Canyon, and we meet our parents at the top of Lake Mead. We celebrate Christmas in sea kayaks.
Well, I've run a lot of these reservoirs now. I'm a reservoir runner. It's nice, you don't need a permit. You just need a motor or a sea kayak. Just plod along on a drowned river.
Will has taught me that you should not be afraid to kayak. Even if you've never camped in frosty weather before, it's a wonderful experience. Fabulous stars.
Beautiful skies.
Beautiful skies, yep.
Yeah.
Day and night.
What did the fish say when he swam into a brick wall?
What?
Damn.
Just paddled across all of Lake Mead, right up to the Hoover Dam. Mediocre rage, I feel it. That's why they call it Mead. Just drove up to the top of the Hoover Dam, where we met a shuttle driver at a casino.
Just left our parents. Back to me and Zach. Just getting used to it. Huge dam, huge canyon. Keep paddling.
Canyon. It was 2 nights now, past the Hoover Dam, and it's pretty spectacular things we found: hot springs and slot canyons, and but it's a bit agitating, man, because this is the most crowded section of the river we've been down since the source. I've seen about 30 people today alone. We're starting to lose it a bit, losing that wilderness cool that we got up in the Grand. So we decided to go into the heart of it, heading for Vegas. It's New Year's Eve tonight. It's gonna be 2012, and we're gonna go try and stand on the strip with 300,000 people and see what it's like to be in the crowd, to be in the civilization. Oh, yeah, get on the ridiculous, man. It's not worth it, man. Let's go back to the river.
So much humanity.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Colorado River water and electricity, man. This is where it is. This is where it's at. Look at these people. Look at that guy.
Dude, you just made money.
Look at this, man. Put in 1, I got this.
You put in 1 and you got 2.
You can be my lucky star.
I'm raking it in over here. It's great. Cheers, man.
Bonus round, nothing, but that's all right.
For once, we have a downstream wind.
I did my first river trip on the Colorado in 1968. And you can go from the Erie to the Susquehanna to the Ohio, usually all within a day's drive. The only thing we have out here really in the desert is the Colorado River. And it's a pretty spectacular resource, and it is just, it's amazing. Every time I go out on it, it's, no matter if I've done a section 50 or 60 times, there's always something new or something unexpected on it. We have customers who come off an urban section of the river and they'll tell us, you know, the section through Bullhead and Laughlin, and they'll say, that was the most magnificent wilderness experience I've ever had. It's not my wilderness experience, but it is theirs. And we have to have that type of resource for our children, our grandchildren, or we're losing a great deal of what our culture is.
Wow. That is a lot of birds.
Seeing a desert bighorn sheep, seeing a bobcat, seeing a fox or a coyote, or seeing any of the rest of the ducks and the geese that are out here, or the shorebirds, that's critical. I mean, it's something for recreation. It's something for people to connect with life other than our own out here.
First big city this river's gone through. Suburban camping experience. Palm trees, look at those palm trees. Cars everywhere, people everywhere. Urban stream.
The river's gone. Ain't here no more. We're on a lake.
Here at Lake Havasu, the river splits into 3 directions. This is the Central Arizona Project. It delivers water to Phoenix and Tucson, covering 336 miles, farther than the course of the river to Mexico. Across the reservoir, the Colorado River Aqueduct pumps water to Los Angeles and San Diego, over 200 miles away. And we go downstream, towards the sea. We're here below the Parker Dam, just got Helen and Portages around. And there's definitely a lot less water down here. This river, it's like a mirror image. Dams are getting smaller. River's getting smaller. Here, the Colorado is so developed, diked, and dredged that it barely feels like a river anymore.
Let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them Mead river blues. Let the rain drive it on, let the waves sweep along, 'cause I got them Mead river blues. My old gal's a sweet old pal, and she walks just like a waterfowl, and I got them Mead river blues. Ain't no one to cry for me, and the fish all go out on the spree, when I got them Mead river blues.
It's a 2-dam day. Second dam. Repeat. Eternal recurrence of the same. Dam. Res. House. Dam. Res. Bunch of houses. Bunch of boats. Bunch of floating cantinas. Dam. Damn, dude. That's it.
Give me back my old boat, I'm gonna see if she'll float, 'cause I got them deep river blues. I'm going back to Muscle Shoals, times are better there, I'm told, 'cause I got them deep river blues.
With more diversions ahead, we decide to trade our kayaks for smaller craft.
Sad to see them go. Trusty steeds they were.
This is it, the start of the pack rafting.
Well, we just tried to portage around Imperial Dam here. Canals going in every direction. First time we haven't known where the river is this whole trip. Should be obvious, huh? What is that? Is that a river? Is that a canal? Dead end. So we're right here below the Imperial Dam, and a whole bunch of water just got sucked out by the All-American Canal and the Gila Canal. And that's it. That's what we're riding on now. Not a lot of water. This is it. This is the Colorado River.
Didn't see any signs, nothing, just this fence standing over on that side. I think that's where Mexico begins, California ends.
So we're here at Morelos Dam. The river just kind of stops right here and it all goes under a big grate thing over there, over into Mexico. This is kind of the end of any semblance of natural river in the natural riverbed. Size 11.
On the Mexican side, it's just dry, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna start having to hike.
Yeah, you won't be able. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, we're walking. We watch as the river is converted to lettuce. Most of America's winter vegetables are grown with Colorado River water.
Yeah, and tell Dad and Molly, say hi. Alright, love you. Bye. Made it to the border, finally.
Let's go! Pack rafting. Mexico. We drift among taco stands, barking dogs, and diesel smoke, and wonder if we'll be able to navigate the complicated Mexican canal system.
We're right on the other side of that a couple days ago, and now we're on the other side of the fence.
So we're gonna try and go float down that canal right there. See how far we make it. What do you think, man? Left or right? This is the worst place I've ever paddled. For 5 days we float and portage down flat, straight, polluted, noisy, concrete-lined canals. We try not to touch the canal water, but once I accidentally splash a few drops into my mouth. My mouth burns. In this same place, not more than 100 years ago, there were 3,000 square miles of wetlands, the most biologically diverse portion of the entire Colorado River.
What is amazing is that you could see boats
going from the Gulf of California upstream to Yuma.
So I'm here at the riverbed, the old riverbed of the Rio Colorado. We just took a walk over here from the irrigation canal. And this is it. This is what happens. The Colorado River. Just bone dry. Just a bunch of sand and tamarisk.
If you spend your life in a river, you get connected to the river. And I think that's a process the new generations have to go to reconnect with the river in order to save, in this case, the Colorado River Delta.
The river, if you could call it that, reappears briefly.
Tailings pile of agriculture.
Pues yo conozco el río Colorado desde que casi nací. He vivido aquí cerca del río. Cuenta mi padre que ya el agua ya en otros años más atrás le tocó a él vivir, que el río subía en temporadas y luego bajaba otra vez a dejar puros escurrimientos. Pero estaba conectado todo el tiempo con el mar. Toda la gente tomaba agua así.
Ahorita no.
Ahorita no, ya.
Dude, I think this might be the end of the line. When the canals peter out and the farmlands turn to dust, we fold up our rafts and begin bushwhacking.
God damn it.
Found the river at least.
Kind of.
This is it.
Riverbed.
After a day of hiking, we find the Rio Hardy, a tributary composed of agricultural runoff. We float through the remnants of vast wetlands. There is some delta left, after all. But this water doesn't last long. The river becomes too shallow, and we are forced to hike again.
We're just on these huge mud flats. Ecological wasteland.
Thirsty. It's hot.
So right now we're basically bushwhacking through a swamp of agricultural wastewater.
So bad that it's kind of doesn't even suck. This is our last message. It's probably because this is highly toxic. Oh, wow, that is carcinogenic.
We set out at dawn to slog through knee-deep mud for hours. Finally, we reach a finger of the sea. After 113 days on the river, we face the immensity of the ocean. When we began our trip in Wyoming, the sea was unimaginable. Along the way, we've seen some of the wildest places remaining in the West, and some of the most degraded. We began with a search for a river, but found a landscape drawn together by common waters. From snow-capped peaks to Mexican beaches, from LA to Denver, this arid land is bound by the Colorado River. It makes our desert civilization possible, but at the expense of the living river itself. Even in the deepest, wildest, grandest canyons, we can't escape the interconnectedness that makes this river so magnificent and fragile.